Ah yeah, you asked for it and you got it. Today we are bringing you another Harry Potter lesson, and this time we'll be learning with the potion master at Hogwarts, Professor Severus Snape. In fantasy stories, potions are liquids that are put inside of bottles such as this one, and that have magical effects for the person who drinks it. So this is how you'll learn with today's lesson. First, you will watch some clips with subtitles, then we'll teach you all of the most important vocabulary, pronunciation, and cultural context before you test everything you learned by watching it a final time without subtitles and answering some quiz questions. Plus, we have this free PDF and MP3 lesson that you can download to take your learning to the next level. I'll tell you more about that later. For now, let's watch Harry in his first class with Professor Snape.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion making. However, for those select few who possess the predisposition, I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses. I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death. There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class.
If something is considered foolish or silly, it appears to be stupid and not serious. A wand is the object a wizard or witch uses for doing magic. If you wave an object, you move it from side to side while holding it in your hand. As you probably have seen, a wizard has to wave his wand for casting spells or incantations, or the words a wizard says to cast a magic spell. In the scene, Snape transforms the phrase "to wave a wand" into a noun, wand waving.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class.
English is flexible in allowing you to manipulate words and turn them into different parts of speech, noun, adjective, verb, etc. For example, if an athlete breaks records, we could say he is a record-breaking athlete. Or if you can make potions well, you are good at potion making. Can you think up another example, making a verb into a noun like Snape did here? Practice it by writing it down in the comments.
As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion making.
To appreciate is to understand or recognize the full value of something or somebody.
Good day, champions. Gather round, please. Now, you've waited, you've wondered, and at last the moment has arrived. A moment only 4 of you can fully appreciate.
Commodore Norrington's going to be very pleased with this. Do pass my compliments on to your master.
I shall. A craftsman is always pleased to hear his work is appreciated.
And it can also be used as a way to thank somebody, meaning that you understand and see how good something or somebody was to you.
Appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone at Hogwarts about that. Strictly speaking, I'm not allowed to do magic.
Okay.
I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion making.
Something that is considered subtle is difficult to be noticed or perceived. Example, did you add any condiments to the soup? I can taste a very subtle black pepper flavor. In other words, Snape means that potion making is an activity that requires attention to detail and intelligence, and he is saying he doesn't expect many students to understand the value of this subject.
As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion making.
The transitional expression, as such, is used before starting a sentence where you will introduce a logical result or conclusion. For example, if you're a student at Hogwarts, you are not allowed to walk around the castle at night. As such, if you are seen by a professor, you will receive punishment. Other similar expressions are therefore and so.
Nothing. I repeat, nothing. gives a student the right to walk about the school at night. Therefore, as punishment for your actions, 50 points will be taken.
You're lying. Not just to me, that doesn't matter. To yourself as well. That's what a fool does. You don't strike me as a fool, Harry Potter. So, I'll ask you again. There must be a reason.
Hey, do you enjoy making learning English a fun part of your everyday life? Well, that's what we're all about helping you to do. And with our Fluent with Friends course, you will gain English fluency by immersing yourself in the first 2 seasons of Friends. For 48 weeks with 20+ page PDF power lessons, vocabulary memorization software, access to our global Fluency Circle community, and so much more. You can try it for free with our 3-part masterclass, which you will get when you download the PDF and MP3 for this lesson. Just click up at the top or down in the description below to get your freebies for this lesson with Harry Potter and join the masterclass now.
However, for those select few who possess the predisposition.
To possess something is the same as to have something, to own it. For example, if you possess a car, you probably have to pay taxes for it. However, we also use this for intangible qualities, like in this example from Chamber of Secrets.
So the Sorting Hat was right. I should be in Slytherin.
It's true, Harry. You possess many of the qualities that Voldemort himself prizes. Determination, resourcefulness, and if I may say so, a certain disregard for the rules.
If you have a predisposition to something, you can learn the skill more easily. It is natural for you. For example, if you have a predisposition to cooking, it means you could easily be a chef.
However, for those select few who possess the predisposition, I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses.
To bewitch something or somebody is to cast a spell or use magic to control them or it. More figuratively, if someone or something bewitches you, you are so attracted to them that you cannot think about anything else. To ensnare is to catch or capture somebody or something, like in this picture. So Snape is saying that he can teach his students how to take control of somebody's mind and senses.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses.
Here, Snape is talking figuratively about the magic art of potion making. The verb to bottle means to put drinks or other liquids inside of a bottle. To brew is to prepare a drink with hot water, like brewing coffee or beer. So, to bottle fame and brew glory is the figurative way to say that you are bottling and brewing potions, that is, making potions, that can help somebody attain fame and glory by drinking them. So every single week we help learners like you understand fast-speaking natives without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. Just like Kafer, who says that our channel keeps him motivated to continue learning English. And we're excited to join you on your journey to fluency too. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and the bell down below so you don't miss any of our new lessons.
I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death.
To put a stopper on something is to cause something to stop, to make it stop. Example, Batman is going to put a stopper on crime in the city. Snape is saying that he can also teach his students how to use potions to stop somebody from dying. However, this is also a bit of a play on words because in order to close a bottle, you might use a stopper, which looks like this.
Then again, maybe some of you have come to Hogwarts in possession of abilities so formidable that you feel confident enough to not pay attention. Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezoar?
know, sir.
And what is the difference between monkshood and wolfbane?
I don't know, sir.
Pity. Clearly, fame isn't everything, is it, Mr. Potter? Then again, maybe some of you have come to Hogwarts in possession of abilities so formidable that you feel confident enough to not pay attention.
Then again is an expression used before saying something that is different from or the opposite of what you have just said, similar to on the other hand. For example, I like to travel, but then again, I'm very fond of my home.
Alistair, keep an eye on Harry, will you?
I can do that.
Don't let him know, though. He must be anxious enough as it is, knowing what lies ahead. And again, we all are.
If you call something or somebody formidable, you mean that they are great or respectful in some way. This is a formal adjective and is not very common to hear in daily conversations between native speakers. In this scene, Snape is telling his students he can teach them how to do incredible things with potions. Then he says with sarcasm that, on the other hand, some students might already be so great that they feel confident enough to not pay attention to the class. He's obviously talking about Harry, who appears to be writing as Snape talks instead of looking at him, even though we see he is paying close attention by taking notes.
Then again...
Did you notice how Snape connected these two words?
Then again...
This happens because of what we call connected speech. In English, we often link the sounds of different words that come together, as you can hear here with the words then again. In this case, the letter N in then connects with the letter A in again, creating one long continuous sound. Here are more examples in the scene.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind. I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death.
Check out these other examples from the TV series Friends.
My old man's doing a plumbing job down there, and he heard they have an opening. Okay, pick a card, any card. Pick a card, any card.
The most unbelievable thing happened to me today.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm having lunch at Monica's.
Where'd you get to? We lost you after you opened up all the presents.
Yeah, I ended up in the storage room.
Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood?
Many of the following definitions are of different plants and objects that even native speakers wouldn't recognize the names of. However, we will still define them for you. Asphodel is a plant like this one, and root refers to the part of a plant that grows down into the earth to get water and nutrients, and holds the plant firmly into the ground. Infusion is just another way to call a drink made by leaving tea leaves or herbs in hot water. Wormwood is another plant like this one. Hey Wizarding World fan, did you know that there is actually an interesting fan theory about this line from Snape, which is the first thing he says to Harry? According to Victorian flower language, asphodel is a type of lily, meaning my regrets follow you to the grave, and wormwood typically symbolizes bitter sorrow. By combining the two, it creates a secret message that would be something like, I bitterly regret Lily's death. What do you think? Are there any other fan theories about Snape that you love? Let's talk about it in the comments.
You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezoar?
A bezoar is a stone or hard mass that forms in the stomach and intestines of animals, which in the past was thought to be an antidote to poisons. In the world of Harry Potter, wizards actually use it as an ingredient for making potions.
I don't know, sir.
Sir is a noun used as a formal and very polite way of speaking to a man, especially one who you are providing a service to or who is in a position of authority or older than you. So, for example, a waiter at a restaurant might call a male customer sir, or, as in the case of this scene, a student might call their male teacher sir. Many learners overuse this word. However, in the United States, this word is rarely used by native speakers outside of these cases.
And what is the difference between monkshood and wolfbane?
Monkshood and wolfsbane are different names for the same plant.
I don't know, sir.
Pity. Clearly, fame isn't everything.
More literally speaking, pity is the feeling of sadness or sympathy for somebody else's unhappiness or difficult situation. Example: the girl stood looking with pity at the old lion in the cage. However, if you say that something is a pity, as Snape does in this scene, then you mean that you feel disappointment or regret about it. Example: it's a pity to waste all this food. Did you hear they canceled the concert? Pity, I really wanted to see that band live.
Pity. Clearly, fame isn't everything.
Clearly is another way to say obviously or without question. Example: clearly Emma Watson was the perfect actress to play both Hermione and Belle. Hey, remember you have a free PDF and MP3 to take your learning to the next level with this scene.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion making. However, for those select few who possess the predisposition, I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses. I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death. Then again, maybe some of you have come to Hogwarts in possession of abilities so formidable that you feel confident enough to not pay attention. Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezoar?
I don't know, sir.
And what is the difference between monkshood and wolfbane?
I don't know, sir.
Pity. Clearly, fame isn't everything, is it, Mr. Potter?
Alright, I hope you had a lot of fun today learning English with Snape and Harry Potter. And don't stop the learning yet. Be sure to check out one of our other videos that I know you enjoy, or that 3-part masterclass that I told you about. Now it's time to go beyond the classroom and live your English. Ah, yeah!